Hello, I'm Brad Medlock from the Upper Midwest Regional Field Office in Iowa, and I will be going over Section E, Pest Management Practices, and the conclusion. We're collecting data not only about pesticides, but also about alternatives to pesticides and some of the practices farmers enact to help increase their effectiveness. It shows how responsible farmers are with their pesticides and that they take on new technology to avoid issues such as runoff and excessive pesticide use. This topic is often put into the hands of our lawmakers and regulators, especially when they are writing rules that affect farmers. We want lawmakers to have the best data to create effective actions and regulations. For this survey, when you see the word pest, it refers to all four categories listed here, which includes weeds, insects, diseases, and fungus. Always have those topics in the back of your mind as you go through the survey in case they are brought up in the conversation with the operator. One thing to remember, this section is asking about any of the vegetable acres on this operation, target and non-target crops. This section asks growers to report on the practices they used to manage pests. Again, remember the term pest includes weeds, insects, diseases, and fungus. There are a few types of practices that are the focus of this survey, which include prevention or avoidance, which is keeping pests out in the first place or avoiding them before they become an issue, detection or monitoring, which focuses on keeping track of the pest, and control, which is controlling pests that are already there, using chemical, biological, physical, or natural treatments. These topics might help you answer some of the respondents' questions and understand their practices. Now let's talk a bit about how to walk through the questionnaire. An example of an error that we see during review is not following skip codes correctly. So let's take a look at how to follow a skip code based on a response from this section. In this question, if the operator says they only scout for pests while doing their work, this would indicate that the value 2 should be answered and you would skip to question 7 per the text circled in red. Overall, make sure you're familiar with the questionnaire and skip codes to avoid extra work for you and lessen the respondent burden. In this next question, we're asking, were your vegetable acres scouted for? If column 2 is no, you can skip column 3. If column 2 is yes, select the option of who did the majority of the scouting. Please remember to only use one number in column 3. If other is used, please be specific in your comment. As we go further into this section, we get to our specific practices questions, which are questions 8 through 26. Just a reminder, the focus is pest control. If an operator, for example, used crop rotation, but the reasoning didn't have anything to do with pest, say it was about soil nutrient concerns, then we would mark a no for the rotate crops question here. Another reminder that when you are recording the answers to these questions, a 1 means yes and a 3 means no. Leaving a box blank does not mean no. Here are some key points to remember. We're looking for pests which are specifically defined as weeds, insects, diseases, and fungus. Section E has skip codes, so make sure you're familiar with them in the questionnaire. This will help you with moving through the survey faster. Leave notes if needed. We'll have access to them and take appropriate actions. Also remember that interviewer's manuals explains each question if you do want more details. In this next part of this video, I will go over the conclusion for the vegetable chemical use survey. When recording the starting and ending time, make sure to use military time. If more than one person was interviewed or the enumeration took place over more than one day, make notes outside of the box so that a total elapsed time can be calculated. Be certain the ending time is greater than the beginning time entered on the face page. The next two questions ask about record and supplement use when completing the questionnaire. If pesticides records were used to complete the survey, then make sure to use code 1 in box 64. If any supplements were used for pesticides, you will also record the total number of supplements used in box 68. Please remember to only put a number in box 68 if you used one or more supplements. Now let's talk about the contact information part of the conclusion. If possible, we would like to get the operations email. Also, please check the box next to the email if they would like to receive the results of the survey by email. When recording the operation phone number, remember you don't need to enter the phone number if it's correct on the label on the front of the questionnaire. Record the name of the person you talk to and their phone number if different than the operation phone number on the label. It is helpful to know if the phone number is a cell phone. And if so, check the box next to the phone number. And finally, don't forget to give them a big thank you for their cooperation. When the survey is complete, be sure to fill out the bottom of the back page. The response can only be complete, refusal, or inaccessible. The respondent code identifies the person who was interviewed. Make sure to enter the code identifying the person who provided the majority of the data in cell 9902. The mode code should be a 2 for paper-assisted telephone interview or a 3 for paper-assisted personal interview. Also, don't forget to enter your ID at the very bottom in item code box 9998. If you have any questions that remain unanswered after this presentation, please feel free to reach out to your supervisor or field office representative. Thank you for your time.